What's up, y'all? Let's do this. Hi guys, welcome to Nicky's World. I'm Nicky, your host, and today guys, I want to talk about this article on real clear defense about why the F-16 is not an option for Ukraine and why there are other fighters out there that are an option for Ukraine, and I want to talk about that. And at the same time, I want to talk about this corrupt district attorney out of Manhattan, New York, who wants to have Trump arrested. And I think it's a bogus political hit job that is about to incite whether an American Revolution Part 2 or an American Civil War Part 2. But before we go any further, guys, if you guys love Nicky's World so much, seriously, guys, can y'all please consider donating a cup of coffee for me? Because for the price of a cup of coffee at Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts, and Cumberland Farms, guys, you guys help keep this podcast show alive. You guys help me curate more stories and more topics like this to talk about. I do accept Bitcoin donations. I am on Locals, guys, if you guys want to support and sponsor this podcast show. If you guys love Nicky's World so much, please, guys, please hit that like, subscribe. Please give me a review, good, bad, and the ugly. Also, guys, I do have affiliate links with Podbean, Amazon, eBay, and Shabari Study. If you guys want to support me through those platforms, the link's in the description below. And before we get this show on the road, literally, guys, if you guys love this episode and any of my other episodes on Nicky's World, hey, please consider sharing this across all the social media platforms that are out there today. All right, ladies and gentlemen, all right. Okay, it's Sunday afternoon. I'm on the way to work right now, so by the time this podcast show is up, it'll be Monday, so just so y'all know, alright? So, and then also, guys, I'm diapered up, ready to go. So, let's talk about this article on realcleardefense.com. They had this article about why the F-16, which is what the Pino, a.k.a. Joe Biden, wants to give to Ukraine. I want to talk about why the F-16 is not a good option for Ukraine. And here's the reason for this, is because most of the Ukrainian Air Force pilots are not trained in Western or European weapon systems. They were basically trained on the old Soviet era equipment, okay? So to me, guys, giving Ukraine F-16s is laudable. I mean, it's admirable in my opinion, guys. But to me, it's a suicide mission. It is a suicide mission for Ukraine. And here's the reasons for this. The Russians in this conflict, they deployed their I believe it's S-300 and S-400. They deployed those types of like surface-to-air missile batteries. So if Russia is deploying the S-300 or I believe the S-400, that surface-to-air missile system will eat the F-16 alive. It will. It's like this. Unless the Ukrainian Air Force has a good electronic warfare system, I'm saying this. There is no way they can like basically defeat the S-300 and S-400. There's no way. Unless, of course, they get standoff weapons, which means they can shoot from a standoff distance. Then that is something that I can see. But I don't think the F-16 would be viable. I don't. And to me, I don't believe that we should give Ukraine F-16s or even M1 Abrams tanks. Okay? And that's a whole different topic to talk about. But the gist of it is that the M1 Abrams tanks is a gas turbine tank. Okay? And I don't think Ukraine has the capability to take care, manage a gas turbine tank. They're more of a diesel tank. So they would have to look to Europe. And the same thing with the F-16s. I don't think, in my opinion, the F-16 suits Ukraine. It is admirable that people want to consider it, but realistically, the threat environment that Ukraine's facing, I don't think an F-16 will do it. I don't. And plus, on top of it, to get them trained, certified, and basically combat ready for an F-16 would take about at least 2 years. By then the conflict would probably be like drawn out, all done and all that shit. Okay? Now what they do need is something that can protect their airspace and conduct close air support operations. Okay? They do need that. And this is what I'm going to suggest. I think like this, for basic air defense, just to defend their airspace, France can unload their used Mirage 2000s. Because France is going through the Rafale, which is a multi-purpose aircraft. And I think, in my opinion, France can basically do this. They can get rid of their Mirage 2000s, give it to Ukraine, and then at the same time, for every Mirage 2000 they give to Ukraine, they can get the French Rafale. And as simple as that. The reason why I think it's a good idea for Ukraine is because here's the thing. We have sensitive equipment on the F-16 that China would love to get their hands on. And the reason for that is this. If an F-16 was ever given to Ukraine, how much you want to make a bet, ladies and gentlemen, that the Chinese will pay big bucks to anyone in Crimea to shoot down an F-16 and scavenge all the valuable parts and all the valuable details on the F-16 and hand it off to the Chinese? Because I'm telling you, Russia wouldn't care less about it. all Russia would do is just go like this to the Chinese. Here, you want the F-16 we shot down? They'll glean as much intelligence out of that you wouldn't believe, ladies and gentlemen. And believe me, the Chinese would love to get their hands on an F-16 because they could probably reverse engineer it. So that's why, in my opinion, ladies and gentlemen, I wouldn't give Ukraine F-16s. It'd be like no way. It would be like an intelligence and espionage nightmare. Because what would happen if let's give a hypothetical situation. What would happen, ladies and gentlemen? Say one day we decided to give Ukraine F-16s. All of a sudden they get shot down in Crimea during a conflict. Okay? I would bet my money that the Chinese would send intelligence agents to Crimea to get their hands on the F-16 or whatever parts that got blown out of and reverse engineer it in China. I would bet my right arm, okay? Because that's why I wouldn't even give them the M1 tank as well. Because how much you want to make a bet the Chinese are willing to send intelligence agents over to Crimea to basically watch the conflict and see how the Abrams operates or see how the F-16 operates. That's why, guys, the biggest worry I have is giving them gear, giving them our own gear that could fall into Chinese hands. Something the left, something Democrats and the rhinos don't seem to understand is that why would you want to give our gear to Ukraine knowing that the Chinese at any time could send spies over to have a look over? That's why, ladies and gentlemen, that's why I believe like this. We should not give Ukraine U.S. gear. Instead, the U.S. should lobby hard and push hard to make Europe give their older weapons or their Cold War era weapons, okay? Like the Pan-Asian Tornado, like the old F-4 Phantoms. Because I'm telling you right now, the F-4 Phantoms could suit Ukraine very well. And I know there are countries that still operate F-4 Phantoms and can easily be given to them. That is one option, ladies and gentlemen. One option is to basically give Ukraine all our Cold War technology. Like saying the F-4 Phantom would be a perfect weapon for them. Because if you look what Russia is sending to go against the Ukrainian Air Force, they're not sending their Su-57. Hell no, they're sending their what? They're sending their flankers. You know what I mean? They're sending flankers, which is what? A 4+ generation air fighter? So basically, Ukraine would just need something like a 4th generation. Like a 4th generation fighter, like the Mirage 2000. Okay? Now, if Ukraine wanted the newer aircraft, I would look to Sweden and get the JAS-39 Gripen. I know Sweden has plenty of those. Sweden could easily, if Sweden wanted to go with their newer version of the Gripen, they could give the older version to Ukraine and say, here you go. Here's the older version of the Gripen. We're going to give it to you. Simple as that. F-4 Phantoms would be perfect. Now, I know we have blueprints in the United States for the Hawk surface-to-air missile system, instead of giving Patriots, I would give them I would have Raytheon remanufacture the Hawk missile system and update it for the Ukrainian conflict. I would. Okay? I would update that in a fucking hurry. Because you know why? At least with the Hawk missile system, it gives them what? Local area air defense. It gives them basically air defense at the sovereign level. Okay? But back to the F-16. The reason why the F-16 should not be given to Ukraine, it would be a suicide mission for them if they're facing threats like the S-300 and the S-400. They literally are. They are facing that kind of threat. And to me, ladies and gentlemen, they are facing a threat that basically the minute they take off and they're in the air, that S-300 or S-400 has them painted, and they're going to be wiped out even before they push the button to launch a weapon. To me, that would be the biggest suicide mission for Ukraine ever. It would. And believe me, folks, believe me, I wouldn't want to give that to Ukraine, even if I thought it would be helpful. I wouldn't, because you know why? I consider that to be a suicide mission for Ukraine. There is no way with an intense surface-to-air umbrella that the Russians put up around Crimea. There is no way Ukraine can defeat it. Unless, of course, you get an aircraft that has what? Good electronic warfare? I don't see that as a possibility. The F-16 would take too long for Ukraine to train. Because you know why? Just think of it this way. It would take about at least 2 years tops to get them combat ready. It would take them that long. And in my opinion, I don't think it's worth it. I don't think so, man. They need something like they can get trained quick, immediately. Okay? France is willing to unload the Mirage 2000 to Ukraine, which is great. It'll give them what? Basic air defense and standoff air defense capability. That's great. Okay? That's great. Now I know we have like this. Now I know like the UK has the old Pan-Avian tornadoes. Okay? Germany still has them too. So Germany can even give the Pan-Avian tornadoes to Ukraine. Okay? That's another option as well. And the Pan-Avian tornadoes, Germany can give them to them as what? Electronic warfare aircraft? Yeah. They literally can. So that would be one option. The other option, guys, and I believe the U.S. should lobby this to South Korea, Japan, and say, hey, I know we gave you all the old F-4 Phantoms. I'm wondering if it's okay, we take it back, but we'll hand it over to Ukraine. It'd be a great option for them because it would give them what? A fighter bomber capability, and that's what they need. Yeah. Giving Ukraine the old Cold War era technology would help them a lot in the conflict. The F-16, in my opinion, I don't think so, man. I don't think so. It would take too long for them to get qualified and trained. It would. And believe me, it would take way too long. And in my opinion, guys, there should be like a mutual solution to this conflict by saying like this: all right, So these Ukrainian separatists, they all want to be part of Russia. Fine, let them. But then we'll build a border around it and let them be part of Russia. It's as simple as that. The one worry I have is that if this conflict spills over into a NATO country, fuck, we trigger an automatic Article 4 and 5. Yeah. We really do. But I have to agree with this article on real clear defense that giving Ukraine F-16’s is basically giving them a coffin to a suicide mission. It is, ladies and gentlemen. It really is, because it's basically saying to them, it's a one-way mission that you're not going to survive with this. You really aren't. And it's basically telling them that, hey, look, you may have a good shot at coming back, but you may be shot down over it. But that's why I'm a firm believer that the U.S. should lobby countries that have our Cold War technology, like, say, the F-4’s would be a good option. Because if all you need is a bomb truck, then an F-4 Phantom is well suited for that bomb truck role. It is. It is. It has some air defense, but it is. And if the Ukrainians need air defense, a Mirage 2000 with updated radar like that would, say if they update the radar to include AESA radar, it makes a perfect basically for air defense. Pretty much. And then for them to have a bomb truck, an F-4 Phantom would work perfectly. I don't think an F-16 would suit them for it. And then if they want an electronic warfare, Germany is getting rid of their old Panavia Tornadoes. Now's a perfect time to consider giving it to them. Now it is, guys. It really is. I would consider giving it to them, because you know why? It would be a perfect option for them. It would. And I see that as a viable solution. And to me, it is one way of just saying like this: we're hands off, but we'll just help them by giving them our Cold War technology. Pretty much, guys. Pretty much. But anyway, guys, I want to talk about this corrupt attorney general by name of Alvin Bragg. He's that district attorney in New York who wants to criminally arrest Donald Trump on a made-up charge that is bogus to me. That is an abuse of power to me. Basically, it's nothing more than a political hit job. And I'm going to say this. If Donald Trump is ever arrested, I'm going to say this to the leftists. If Donald J. Trump is ever arrested, he will fucking win the 24 presidential election in a motherfucking landslide. Simple as that. The day you leftists and George Soros backed corrupt thugs go arrest him, he will win in a fucking landslide, regardless of what you do, motherfuckers. And to Alvin Bragg, to that corrupt district attorney in New York, who should be thrown in fucking Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, in my fucking opinion, I will say this to your motherfucking ass. Your ass should be thrown in Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, and stripped of all your rights. Pretty much. It's like this. You being backed by George Soros is enough to have you thrown in Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, and never ever allowed to set foot on American soil ever fucking again. It's as simple as that. Okay? Because I'm telling you right now, the left saying that, oh, Trump's going to get arrested. Trump's going to get arrested. I'm going to say this loud and clear. You people are going to incite either a civil war or an American Revolution Part 2 that, I'm going to say this in terms that even the dumb, stupid, retarded left will probably understand. Once you crack open the fucking genie in the bottle, you ain't going to be able to put it back in anytime soon. So, if anyone in the left has any semblance of a fucking brain cell left, I would think long and hard at what you want to do. Because I'm telling you right now, minute you put handcuffs on Donald J. Trump, you're gonna make. I'm gonna say this for anyone who's a history fan. You're gonna make the Whiskey Rebellion and Shays Rebellion look weak and pale. I'm telling you this right now. Because I'm telling you right now, you will ignite a civil war or an American Revolution Part 2, and you will never be able to put the genie back in the bottle ever again. Because I'm telling you right now, leftists, think what you're about to do. Because once you do it, there is no fucking going back. There is no fucking going back. And in my opinion, guys, and I want to say this, in my opinion, where's the GOP with impeaching Joe Biden? Because to me, I think that this has Joe Biden written all over this. Why isn't the GOP issuing subpoenas, issuing impeachments on Joe Biden? Because I'm telling you right now, the left tried to impeach Trump twice over like bullshit that turned out to be like nothing. Now you got this corrupt attorney general that wants to arrest Trump on a made up charge that looks nothing, and you people are giddy up about it. I'm gonna say like this to the left. You want to play by those rules? Let's play it. We'll do the same thing to the Pino. I want to call for his impeachment. I want to call for his arrest for his criminal, corrupt family. You want to play by those rules and have Trump arrested on your trumped-up, made-up charges? Guess what? New rules, baby. New rules in effect. You arrest Trump, I want Joe Biden arrested too. New rules. New rules in effect, baby. Left wants to play by those rules? Go ahead. We can play them too. We can play them too, you know. So you want to play by those rules, leftists? Guess what? We can play them too. So think about that before you decide to do your shit. Or as I call it, check yourself before you fucking wreck yourself, bitch. Because I'm telling you right now, you want to do this to Trump? Guess what? Republicans are in charge of the House. We'll do the same thing to Joe Biden. Two can play at this game, ladies and gentlemen. Two can play at this game. We can play at this game, guys. And I'm telling you right now, we can play it very fucking well. We can play it. Because I'm telling you guys, you want those rules, leftists? We'll play by those rules as well with Joe Biden. We'll play by those. We'll play by those so much, and then we'll make it. Then we'll see how you like it. Because you want to go after Trump because you don't want Trump to run in 2024. But I'm telling you right now, we can do the same thing. We can go after Biden and make sure he never runs in 2024 by impeaching him, motherfucker. We can. You want to do this? You want to do this to Trump? We can do this to Biden. either way, leftists, you made those rules, we'll play that rule. We'll play that. And I'm telling you right now, we can play those rules, whether you like it or not. And if you don't like it, let's talk about a mutual way of ending this. Let's talk about it. Because I'm telling you right now, new rules, baby. New rules. You don't like it? That's too bad. New rules. You made the rules. You wanted to try to impeach Trump on made-up charges that turned out to be a nothing burger and nothing but full of shit. Well, guess what? We can impeach Biden, and we got the facts. So, new rules. And I know people on the right that are gonna try to go to Manhattan, New York, and protest over this. For the love of God, guys, don't go, because it's a trap. It's the same trap that the feds did to January 6th protesters. And I'm gonna say this to all y'all: don't go, because it's a fucking trap. It's a trap that you don't want to go into, guys. I'm telling you right now, ladies and gentlemen, you do not want to go into New York City to protest. You don't, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm telling you right now, it is a trap. It is a trap. And we all know that the FBI will entrap you. Okay? We all know. The FBI did that on January 6th. Okay? We all know that. Alright? But to all the MAGA fans, Trump supporters, and all that, don't go to New York City to protest. Because that's a trap. That's a setup. It'll wind up being a false flag operation where they're gonna entrap you and then get you like arrested and thrown in prison on trumped up charges. Even if you were traveling through, don't stop in New York City. Don't, in my opinion, because it's a trap to get you like arrested and thrown in prison. So, ladies and gentlemen, especially for all my Trump supporters and MAGA fans, don't go. Don't. Stay away from New York City as much as you can. In my opinion, boycott New York, okay? Instead, just display your Trump flag as much as you can, all right? Just display and basically support Donald Trump as much as you can. But don't show up there. Don't show up at the Manhattan DA's office to protest, because that's a false flag. That's an entrapment operation. All right? So I'm warning, this is a warning to all the MAGA supporters and Trump supporters. Don't go. If you saw what happened on January 6th, don't go. Because I'm telling you right now, even the leftists will send Antifa over and their BLM thugs over there. So don't go. Just let Antifa and BLM do, like, basically make an ass out of themselves. Okay? Let them do that. All right, guys? Let them. But be the bigger person by saying, we're not going to do this. We're going to be the bigger person than them. Okay? That is what I'm imploring all y'all. All right? So anyway, guys, I thank you guys for listening to Nicky's World. I'm Nicky, your host. I got to get my cup of coffee before I go into work. So I will see y'all soon. Bye for now. You just listened to an episode of Nicky's World. Thanks for listening. We'll see y'all soon. Bye for now.